to adjust that. Yeah, that'll work. Hi, everybody. I know nobody's here yet, but still, we're live. So, yay. Just got to get this up and running. There we go. Now, just a second while I get the link out to a couple people. And I do apologize. I'm being weird on my vocals. Copy the link. Boom. All right, and there we're going. Got the chat up so I can see everything. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Doing fine? Doing well? Doing great? And it took Grandma about 30 seconds to fall asleep all of a sudden, so, yay, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we're running Druid tonight, doing Raven's Companion with a bunch of wolves. Yay, pups. But, yeah, we're just going to be shooting for 300. Means lots of pits, at least. World bosses, whenever those pop up, and still running some whispers as well. We are going to need plenty of gold for occasional upgrades and things of that nature. I only activated one, or two of them. There we go. That's all three. So effectively, Kills of the Blatwing plus the one of the seasonal chaos powers gives us infinite crows, or infinite ravens. And we are in T4 at the moment. Look at it, we got a lot of pups. And more pups, because we have the Nagu Se runes. Which effectively means, every 6 seconds we summon a new batch of wolves. And the more we have, the more damage we do, thanks to Stormcrow. And, oh, what was that other one? Stampede. There we go. I still need to get the upgrade on Stampede. I have not found a Ancestral with Stampede on it yet, but still looking. It's going to be a good night. We'll run as far up as we can. I am shooting for at least 240 this evening, but we're about to start pit runs. We're just going to have some fun with it. And who knows, maybe we'll get a couple buddies on here or whatnot. And by a couple, I mean specifically George. If he's awake. It's been a long week for him.
Greetings. How shall I guide my ham? I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
Let's see here. Nothing we need out of that. And how many obols? We don't have enough obols. And we will... If George gets on, we'll run those. After we pop him up to 60, of course. And we'll run a couple 77s. Get our runes up a little... Or glyphs up a little bit. This build is a little odd at times, but it's not the fastest. Look at that, we're a bear. And yeah, everything just explodes. Mostly because of the companions buildup. Blackwing makes the crows unimaginably powerful. Plus Storm Crow's aspect on top of that. So we're having fun. We are having a good time. And because we're in perma-bear form, we are very, very not squishy, which is nice. We have quite a few things going for us. Poison buildup from companion skills turns into critical hits as long as we have resource. We are, of course, building a lot of resources at the same time, and thanks to, again, one of the seasonal powers, I believe, every time we activate our potion, we have 5 seconds of unlimited resource. Which is nice. But, now the real question, you know, how long is it going to take for our first viewer? I wonder. I have found, on this character at least, a couple of mythics, running Shroud of False Death and Ring of the Starless. Lot of builds want to run Air of Perdition for the helmet in place of Harlequin Crest, or the Shaco. I'd be fine with either, but that would also mean giving up Spirit Bond, which would make us significantly squishier, and I'm not too sure I want to do that. But we'll see what happens. If we find one of the two, we'll run them and see what happens. We've also got a single piece of Chaos armor, being the Fists of Fate, except they are boots of Fate. So that's kind of weird, but funny. You know, these boots were made for walking and all that. Or rather, these boots were made for stomping around as a giant bear. Pop potion and just hold down the button. Good times, good times. And given how much damage we're able to do, I'm actually going to pump up the pit level quite a few times, and oh boy, we'll see how far we can get before we are getting absolutely wrecked, you know? Now, I just need 1 second, because I do have a build that I've got slated. I just gotta remember where I'm putting all of my paragons. Yeah, we'll go for that one. Yeah. How did I have that? That's how I had that. Okay. And the PTR goes live, I believe, tomorrow for Season 11. Make sure to check out some of the other streamers on that. I am not a PC streamer, meaning I don't have access to the PTR. Because they just don't want to put that on consoles. But apparently there are a lot of changes that are slated as far as itemization, combat, resources, finally attempting to add in, at least in the beta version, a form of leaderboards, which, by the way, they could have already done 100%. All they needed to do was implement it on the pits. But instead, they're going to be throwing in the tower and putting a leaderboard on that. And as fancy as the blog posts and the insight posting went, it's still just pits, but instead of unlocking stuff, it's just to challenge yourself. So, yay, I guess? We'll see what happens. And it is definitely looking like we're going to be able to rip up quite a few more levels, or rather pit tiers. The focus on this build glyph-wise is Earth and Sky, because the crows are nature magic, thanks to the Storm Crow aspect. It's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good day at work. Nice and chill. I didn't bash my legs into anything. Yeah, we are just ripping this apart at the moment. Yeah, we're actually going to pop that up too. We'll head to an 80 this time. And we got plenty of item space. And I was thinking about running Class of Heroes 3 tonight, but I just got an itch, you know? Kind of really want to hit Paragon 300 finally. Just say I did. And this feels like a good build to do it with. Not quite the one-button build that, like, Rob showcased, but still pretty fun. And we are legitimately ripping through this pretty fast. So everybody, let's have some fun! And still, if anybody out there is also one of the Hell's Inked, hit me up, because I have yet to see another in-game with the Mother's Inked title. I don't remember where I found the stat, but I think there's only 27 people last season who played with that title capability. Which is a little sad. But still hope everybody enjoys the tattoos to this day. As far as Season 11 goes, we are looking at a kind of slowdown to progression. Lilith altars and tenant statues no longer give stat boosts. We will, in fact, have to re-earn all of our progression going forward for the reputation tracks. I believe it said potion is going to be capped at 4 potions. It's no longer going to be a heal over time. It is now going to be a static percentage-based instant heal, which isn't necessarily bad, but it's also not... I don't know really how to feel about it at the moment. But it'll be interesting to see another change up in the game. Yeah, we're just gonna run straight to an 85. And we still got potion and incense time, so no worries there. In the Season of the Witch, we had Belial added permanently into the game as a lair boss, which that was nice, getting more lore-centric stuff added in. And for Season 11, Asmodan is coming back permanently as one of the rotations for the world bosses, which that'll be nice to see him again, you know? Which means we do, in fact, have almost all of the evils. We are just missing Diablo for the Diablo game. Technically, we can fight Mephisto, even though it's Harbinger of Hatred. It's not too bad of a thing. Let's see what else. Oh, we're still missing Baal. Or Baal. However you want to pronounce it. It would be interesting to see him back, you know? Especially since it does seem that they are setting up that everything got released from the Black Soulstone in 3. Which did contain Anduriel and Duriel, who are both lair bosses. Asmodan's going to be back. Belial's now going to be back. But again, where is Diablo? You know? And I'm fully expecting in the next expansion that we're going to continue the story of Mephisto with the whole Akarat twist, which, if you haven't played through the story yet for the Vessel of Hatred, go for it, because I still really recommend it, you know? I don't want to spoil anything, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm going for sushi tomorrow. Yeah. Currently my favorite place to go to is down at Bluefin. It's a nice place. But actually going... Ooh, that's a max out on Stormcrow. Nice. Okay, so we're going to have maximum on that.
Better than starting from nothing.
So we're almost maxed out on that. Not quite. Now we're maxed out. Because see, we're at 147. Now we're going to be at 150. Yeah. It's only a 3% bump, but that's still significant in some regards. And we're pumping it all the way up to 90. We're just gonna jump these tiers to see how far we can push, you know? And the glyph that we're gonna focus on more than anything is gonna be Earth and Sky. Because that's, wow, we're still just ripping stuff apart. I just don't want to get hit. Because I'm getting... No, that didn't even move the health bar. Yay, bear form. And I'm not even optimized on this build. Like, I got movement speed on my amulet because we are slow. We are like the definition of a tank. You know? Not like a damage absorption tank in a party. No, we're like more like a howitzer. Or a... Suddenly I'm blanking on all kinds of styles of tanks. And I want to say an A130, but that's a plane. The only military vehicles that are currently popping into my head are, in fact, planes and ships. Boats as well. No. Is a Panzer a tank? I think so. Or is that a type of RPG? If anybody catches the VOD because nobody's on yet, comment. You know, let's get some tank comparison names that we can use in retrospect. Or you can call me Bear Brick. That'll work too. And I don't know if it's possible, but I would like to get the black kilt as a chaos armor in the leg slot. But I honestly don't know if I can get the chaos variant in the slot that the item already goes to. Would be nice. Not gonna lie, would be very nice. And as of this one right now, we are just gonna run the 90 for a few minutes. GA on fire resistance, we don't need that.
I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
So I'm gonna roll for boots and pants primarily. I want to get the Fists of Fate Chaos Armor on the pants and get the boots as my kilt. Blackwing, whichever way you want to call it. You know? Just gonna need 1 second, setting something up real fast. And yeah, we still got plenty of time on that. And no world boss timer popped yet, but there is a Zir. So we'll go run Zir real fast. That'll be nice. And for right now, we are running Pandora, the fox. Came out this season on the journey, which is nice. It's a little cute thing. We might change the pet occasionally, depending on the mood. But for now, fox time. And hopefully Belial time. Because getting some Betrayer's husks would be really nice. But that ain't happening at the moment. However, if we see a horde pop up, we'll run one of those. Because that's, I believe, a guaranteed chaos armor. Oh, would you look at that? So, we'll run a 10. And I know, I'm running things a little fast. But that's fine. That's fine. That's one of the things I enjoy about this game is I have played so much of it that I can quick glance a lot of things and not worry too much. Here we go. Fiends. Right now the fiends are the hot topic for hordes, as it were. So we've got wolves, we've got creepers, we've got ravens, we've got animals all over the place, and we are a bear. Call me Smokey, because I'm lighting a fire under these bitches. I know, Smokey the Bear is to not start fires, but honestly don't know it. You know what? Maybe it's time I expanded my repertoire. I will look up some fantasy bears later today. Or tonight. Whichever. And then maybe I'll just start a brand new druid and call it by that bear's name, you know? I don't know. What we got here? Yay! Masses can create ether fiends. We want all the ether fiends we can get. Right? So I'm going to be checking out a new sushi place tomorrow. That'll be nice. The Tachi. Have not been there. Like I said, I almost primarily always go to Bluefin, which I really like. But there's a couple of things that I saw on Tachi's menu I'm really, really wanting to try. A couple of the baked sushi rolls. One of which looks like a roll that I used to get at a different sushi place that closed down a long time ago because the chef retired and then the people who were running it just could not keep up the quality. Yeah, it was kind of sad. Also, now our Aether Fiends are Aether Lords, and they give 3 times the amount of Ether. So we want as many of those as possible, because every time we get a boost to the Aether Fiends, we just get a massive boost to the amount of Ether we're going to get. That one died so fast it didn't even despawn. Me a good night. I'm gonna sleep well. You know, wake up in the morning feeling nice and refreshed and just excited and ready for the day. And who knows? Maybe things will work out and we'll get George over on Sunday. And if that happens, well, you know what? We'll be streaming one of our co-op games. Not sure what yet. Maybe Cult of the Lamb. That's got an update coming out soon. New DLC. Woolhaven, I believe it's called. Or maybe we do something else. I don't know yet. We have options. We have a lot of options. Massing masses, rain, or anchored. So that's Soul Spires, Hellfire, and chance for double masses, which means double chances at Ether Fiends when we destroy the masses and they make a mass. We're honestly not getting as much ether as I would like us to have gotten, but that's 100% because we're getting Soul Spires and Masses in place of Ether Lords. Like that. That we got a Ether Lord, but here's a Soul Spire. Not the greatest. But it's okay. Still gives some ether, right? And when we destroy these, there's a chance for an Ether Lord. So, bursting, 2 to start. Enduring, we don't really need to worry about enduring because we're killing them almost instantaneously. Hordes do not scale up to pit levels, so that's, you know, just straight T4. We're not in any way, shape, or form worried about T4. See, this week, what did I do this week? Well, oh, there we go. Ether Fiends in place of Elites. That'll be nice. I restarted DS3, or Dark Souls 3, for those who are not in the know on acronyms, or shorthand names. I'm not on a lot of things, so don't feel left out. I am running Class of Heroes 3, which once I get a little more hang of that game, I may stream that a little bit, but that's more dependent on if I think that'll be entertaining enough, because that's more of like I'm just chilling kind of game, you know? It's fun. It's just really fun. We do not have as much ether as I would like. We need way, way more fiends. I don't want the burning rain. Hellborn would be okay. Do I just take the 100 ether? You know what? First, I'm taking a drink. Then I'll probably take the 100 ether. There we go. Yay! Way more ether lords. I don't know, is it just me or does it feel like these waves are shorter than they should be? Might just be me. There we go. We're almost all the way through. Hey, wouldn't you know? We are not getting anything for Ether Fiends, but at least now we'll be able to get more events. A lot more events. Wow. That was way fast. Okay. And more Ether Fiends, which is always nice. Oh yeah, we are getting all the ether. All of it. Almost through, and we still don't have any more ether upgrades for the fiends. So we're just gonna take the chaos wave and hope we get goblins. Because if we get goblins, that's a heck of a lot of infernal warp, which will boost us up tremendously. Well, this bear don't burn. So ha. Hello, individual. Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? If you have ideas for fantasy bear names for bears that set things on fire with electricity, feel free. Just throw them out there. There we go. And we do in fact have enough for a Bartuk. Which, by the way, anybody who has played Diablo 3, you will know one of the items, the Eye of Bartuk. Turns out that that old Viserai got himself turned into a demon somehow. Resurrected. The Warlord of Blood is now the Demon Bartuk. Isn't a bad thing. It's kind of interesting, actually. Wrong thing. We need gold. We have plenty of Opticite. Though we will also need gem fragments, because we're not quite maxed out on our upgrades for gems and such. Need a couple sapphires at max. literally just a couple, two. We only need two. And then 2 diamonds at Grand as well. How does inexorable will? Hey, a new kilt, but it's not on ravens, so we're not taking that. No.
Greetings. How shall I guide my hammer?
Let's see here, 735.
All finished,
We only have
Daddy.
16. Okay, my bad. Do. All that's up, and back to the pits. Still running 90s. We'll bring all of our glyphs up to 81, and yeah, then we'll pop that up to probably the 95. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, runes-wise, we've got Naguse on our chest piece. And I think... Oh, what do I have on the... I know I put them on the weapon. I think Igni... Loom? I forgot. I can check real fast. Now that everything's dead. Let's see here. Yeah, Igni Loom. And then Naguse. So, Naguse is a infinite loop while in combat because it's maintain a summon as an alive state. And, you know, it's 100 offering per summon every 6 seconds. But we have way more wolves and a creeper. So we get that maximum offering every 6 seconds, which summons another pack of wolves, which summons another pack of wolves, which summons another pack of wolves ad infinitum. And then Igni Loom is, hey, we're building and cast a non-basic skill, which Ravens is a core skill, so that spends that offering, and we get resource for that, which makes it so we can cast more Ravens. And whenever we pop a potion, we've got infinite resource, which means we're building massive resource amount on top of having infinite resource, which means we're boosting damage exponentially. Well, not quite exponentially, but pretty well. It's like 80% increase at the moment. A bramble. And look at that, all the birds coming down to just wreck. And now that Earth and Sky is up to 81, we'll boost everything else up to 81, and then we'll move our pit tier up just a little bit. I was running Crushing Hands Spiritborn, you know, Harambe style. But then I found this build and decided, you know what? The Birds was an interesting movie. So I think I'll cause my enemies to flee in terror of tiny little beaks. I say tiny, but ravens really don't have tiny little beaks. I think they're like 3 to 4 inches long. And given that they have nearly a 3-foot wingspan, that's on the low end. They're actually fairly large birds. I actually spotted a couple the other day, flying pretty high. Um, I do plan, if I see them landing in the neighborhood, I'm gonna put out a feeding tray for them. See if we can't get a trade system going with them. There was a flock of crows that I used to give crackers to down in Pahrump whenever I was on a job call down there for one of the old companies I worked for. That was pretty nice. Sometimes I wonder how they're doing. If they found anybody else to trade with. They brought me a couple shiny stones. I appreciated it. To be clear, I'm not a rock collector, but, you know, cool looking stuff is cool looking stuff. And when an animal gives it to you, it just kind of means more, you know?
Come on now, you little boys. We've really gotta get this going.
Progress. There we go. And which one did we get? Which one did we get? Blood Bishop. As long as we don't get grabbed, we're good. As long as we don't die, we're also really good. But that was close, actually. There we go. Got the potion off. Close on that. Remember, you have a 100% chance up to 9 levels below the pit that you're currently running. And as we're running 90, we're bringing everything up to 81. Then we'll boost beyond that. We'll kick it up a notch or 5. Bo has also decided that he doesn't want to be up on the table at the moment. He's kind of laying on the floor. I think it's because I got the fan going and he doesn't really like the coldness. And I know. Everybody pretty much comes to my stream just to see Bo. And I'm sure he'll make an appearance at some point. As soon as he decides he wants to not lay over on the kitchen tiles. I also just realized something else. I didn't change the light. So as soon as we're done with this pit, I will take the 30 seconds to change that. While I got no enemies on screen, I'll flip the control switch real fast. There we go. And look at that! 10 levels to our goal for the night. See if we can do that before 9 o'clock. And yeah, once we hit Paragon 300 on the Druid, I'm actually thinking about playing Barbarian for a little bit. I haven't played Barbarian since probably Season 2. In the last 3 seasons, I've pretty well only played Necromancer. Blood Shadow Wave. And Guardian time. Which Guardian we get this time? Bramble again. And there goes its health. And there goes my health. I should not have been standing still that close to it. Entirely my fault. Okay, we'll try that again. We will not stand in melee range of the giant tree thing that punches you. We'll let all of our immortal wolves do that. Okay, and while we're warping back to town, let's see here. Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, just one second, everybody. For some reason, my my ability to control my light is not liking me. It couldn't possibly be because I got myself a new phone. Okay, come on. Let's go. Come on. There we go. And also the fan just died. Yay. Come on. Come on. Okay, let's go. There we go. It is very, very much on. There it goes. And not as bright as I'd like, but yeah, that works. Okay, everybody, back to spooky light time. Yay. And I just need one more second because I gotta change the fan around. So be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. There you go. Just a second. He's been a little weird today. All nice and cuddly, but the moment the camera turned on, he decided he didn't want anything to do with being up here. Which, I mean, do you really blame him? You know, public pressure and all that. He's a wonderful cat, though. He really, really is. Let's see here. What did I plan out for that build? Come on, flip down. There you go.
This will do.
Yeah, I did set it into Dex. Okay, there we go. Doop to doop to doo, doop to doop to doo. All right, here we go. Another pit 90. And who knows? Maybe we'll get a world boss spawn round 8. Though we've definitely got the damage potential for all this. And that's not the worry. The worry is the survivability aspect. Because even though we have max out on armor, I don't actually know if I have max out on my resistances yet. I should check that. And no, not even close. But we're still alive, so that works. By the way, for those of you who would like to know, yes, you call a group of crows a murder. However, you call a group of ravens an unkindness. So every time you see one of these purple circles light up, that's actually us summoning an unkindness on our foes. Which, they're demons, so it's not like we want to be kind to them anyway. At least in this game. I know, lore context for everything, but legitimately, they are literal spawns of pure evil and malice. And as far as these lesser demons go, they really don't have that much thought, it seems. The Prime and lesser evils have, you know, significantly more independent thought as opposed to being bound by their nature. But still, there's only so much you can do to fight against literally being born of objectively pure evil. Stormclaw aspect. We're not even using Stormclaw. And I don't know why I went over to the Enchanter.
Magic, steel. I've seen all manner of wounds.
See if we can do a new diamond or a sapphire. We can do both. We do one sapphire. And we do one grand diamond. Okay. That's all 3 of our diamonds that we needed. Now we just need one more sapphire. Which we are down. We need 84,000 sapphire fragments. That's probably going to take a while. Seeing as I'm only managing 1 grand gem every few days. Oh well. I'd probably do it a lot faster if I was running more hordes, but I'm not. I'd also probably manage a lot more chaos items if I was running hordes, but I'm not. I should. If I really want to find a kill in chaos form. But I would specifically need to find it in either the boots or the gloves. Because I don't want to give up my soulbind aspect on the helmet. It's kind of keeping my summons alive, and me by proxy, as it's a damage mitigation and diffusion aspect. They have infinite health, they take a percentage of the damage I would take, and then a smaller percentage that is redirected back to me. And I know, you can see it behind my head. I do need to adjust some stuff. I moved the table, I moved the TV, I moved quite a lot. And I did not check my camera angles before starting up tonight. So, I'll take care of that before next stream. It'll all be good. Go, just ripped through that. Mother's Judgment. It's a nice one. One more 90, as long as we don't die, and that glyph will be at 81. And we'll be able to flip to the next one.
Better than starting from nothing.
And yes, the key right now is run as many pits as we possibly can, as fast as we possibly can, because that will, in fact, give us the most amount of experience. Next season, it may be a different activity that gets us the most amount of experience, and it will probably be the tower if the tower gives experience. But for now, it is the pit, because this is the only place in the game that we can use scaling experience values. Though those increases are much, much lower past 100. So we're probably only going to run like up to 110 just to get our glyphs up high enough, which they max out at 100. And then we'll probably just run 99s, you know, as fast as we can. Because the goal is to clear them in less than 2 minutes. You know, or about 90 seconds, ideally. But I'm kind of slow as a bear. I'd love to run the werewolf version, but unfortunately that cuts out so much damage reduction that it's just not viable for me. And now we have infinite resources and almost no cooldown on anything, so just ravens. Ravens. Unkindness everywhere. But remember, folks, be kind to each other. We really don't have enough of that in the world right now. We need more empathy and sympathy. You know, some more respect and valued differences of opinions with conversations leading to meaningful growth on a personal and community level. Across a wide spectrum. And not just here, but in a lot of places. Hey, that's a new one for tonight. We haven't had Frost yet. And now he's stunned. And everything exploded. Nice. Got that one cleared out. We're gonna get just a little bit faster on every single one of these, actually. And that is, in fact, the key. We get just a little faster so we can run the next tier that much sooner, you know? Refreshing all of our stuff. And back in we go. Quick check. No world boss spawning, but a Varshan, which will run right after the pit. So after this pit, we will run the Varshan Whisper, and following that, we'll check out the Mercenaries Den, see if we can't get some good stuff. Then we'll be back to the pits. 'Cause that's kind of the goal tonight. Just literally, I want to get as close to 300 tonight as I can. Because I do want to hit 300 before end of the season. I don't actually know how long that is. Might not actually be that long. Though it feels like this season just started. That's a little bit of rubber banding there. And there as well. Doesn't happen too often, but might be because it's Friday night and there are other people on. Actually got a pretty decent internet connection. I'm at an 800. Not 800 gigs, but 800 megabytes. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're gonna go with wilds because that's gonna boost our damage further on our companion stuff, which is exactly what we want. No, no, definitely no. Well, maybe actually, but we'll be dropping. No, I don't like that. Give us all resist, but we don't want the drop of armor. And I don't want to trade off the willpower for armor, because that's just a massive reduction in damage at that point, which isn't what we're after whatsoever. Okay. Quick Varshan stop. To the Malignant Burrow. And some mint Kit Kat. It's tasty and delicious. Still no Belial. You will also notice that we're turning invisible. That's because of the Shroud of False Death. Movement speed buff, damage buff after you drop invisibility. And a quick little wetting of the whistle, so to speak. Distilled Fear is actually the only boss mat that I really want, because that gets us Beast and Ice, which gives us chances at more of the Blackwing Kilt, which is what we're after. Any other things popped up? No. Ah, okay. And off to the den.
You can tell you're a good father. Like mine was. Still missing.
I wish I could tell you differently, Oldkin. But you will always miss him. Just remember that you have
We'll do
family here.
2 restocks. And we really don't need masterworking cash, because There's the stampede. Nice. And a boss summoning cache. Nicer. And all of them are malignant hearts except for some living steel. I really, really don't need the hearts or the steel for this character. And I don't even know what the top barbarian builds are for this season, or even what the barbarian's uniques are at the present moment. So I probably gonna have to look some of that up once I go to play a barbarian, you know? So our stampede right now is at 30. And it's not even showing stampede. Okay. There we go. So we're going up 1%, which isn't a, you know, a significant jump, but it is a small up. And being that we get out like, I don't know, 12 summons, 12 companions, yeah, that is kind of a significant thing. It's not a small thing, you know. By the way, for anybody tracking what Grandma's been watching, she did finish Delicious in Dungeon, and then she decided, because she heard good things and I showed her a clip of a fight, she wanted to watch Demon Slayer. So now we're running several episodes of that, like every other day, so that she can see the entirety of the series before the movie leaves theaters, because she'd like to go see it in theaters. I'm not complaining about that. I also kind of really want to see it as well. We got the channeling pylon, which means, again, infinite resource, which means infinite raven circles, which are always nice. Haha! And lethal shrine means infinite critical strikes. Every 15 seconds we pop a potion, regardless of whether or not we need to, because that gives us infinite resource for 5 seconds and a 20% boost to movement speed, which is useful because we are slow. We are a plodding bear, we are not a stampeding bear. Go. Yay, more damage to the companions and critical strike. Again, incremental growth is still growth. Small steps. You don't always have to leap to make progress.
Magic, steel. I've seen all manner of ways.
Better than starting from nothing.
And nothing for the upgrades, but we do have a crap ton of obols. So, we will roll for some boots.
Hello, wow. Hello, shining hat. Hello, shining beauty.
What, use it well.
Hello,
Not a bad.
Vasily's shining hat. Hello. Wow. Vasily's ghost. I had that in my bag.
What's left to
And
us?
no chaos pieces yet. We're still got a little bit to try.
Vasily's ghost. I had that in my bag.
We got a flicker step, but it does not compare to our Fists of Fate boots. Oh well. And any world boss spawns soon? No. I'm hoping we get one tonight, because it would be nice to showcase one of those. Or if there's a whisper pops up for a Undercity run, we'll go do one of those. You know what? After this pit run, we're gonna break from the pits for just a little bit, and we're gonna do an escalation session. We'll go hunt Astaroth for a bit, which will get us some Infernal Warp as well. That'll be nice. Plus a decent attempt at a large item cache. And as always, if anybody has questions about what they're seeing or has some tips to share, if you want to talk cats, dogs, pets in general, feel free. Just keep it respectful, you know. Hey, he's finally up on here. Hi, Bo. Hi. Hey there. You here to say hello to everybody? Huh? Yeah. Come here. Come here. Oh. Say hello to the world. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hey there. Or are you just coming up here to get some food and some loving? Hmm? Hmm? I know I'm taking time away for just a second. I'm by petting my cat. And he has decided to lay directly in front of me. And Den Mother. Think werewolf, but more akin to like the Balverine from Fable. Was that Fable 2? I think that was Fable. The first one. But it's been a very long time since I've played either, so I'm purely guessing at this point. Something I'll look up later, once we're, you know, off stream and all that. Oh, there's a Legion event. How much gold we got? We got 77 mil.
Greetings. What's still got some good in it?
Alright, escalation sigils. Let's see what we got here. Revered sites, those would be good. Or material reserves. Nah, we'll go for revered sites. And the first one is going to be the Derelict Lodge. So an escalation sigil was something introduced last season. Effectively, what it is 3 dungeons in a row. Each one with better rewards, but also a slightly increased difficulty. Culminating at the very end in a fight with Astaroth. We are looking for a key. There's no key. We're also looking for elites, because elites, upon death, give us the Jaktar progression. Or Vizjaktar, however you'd like to pronounce it. I am not the author of this particular storyline, so however they have determined it should be pronounced, you know? And yeah, I was kind of hoping that it was just going to be on the corpse right in front of the door. That would have been so super convenient. So this one will probably be on the last available corpse. Yeah. Oh, and a Gar rune. My wolves are firing on all cylinders. We picked up an artillery shrine, which means every single time we make an attack of some kind, it fires out those bolts. Slay the enforcers, so we're looking for 2 Red Skull enemies on the mini-map. Hey, there's the first one. One more enforcer to find. Hey, distilled fear. We want that. We want a lot of the distilled fear. So that way we can go run Beast and Ice a few times. Try and get a multi-GA Blackwing. Which, funny enough, I have not found a single multi-GA item that I could use yet this season. I did find one earlier today, a 3 GA glove, but unfortunately it was, I think, life per hit, and 2 others I wasn't interested in using. Okay, dungeon number 2. Let's do this. Where are we going, Bo? Do you know where we're going to? You just want petted. You just want petted. The Whispering Pines. So in here, instead of demons, we're probably going to have tree spirits and a lot of spiders. Lot of spiders. Oh, we got plenty of inventory space at the moment. Oh, we managed both of them. I did not even realize I killed the first one. Nice. But that does make it a little bit faster, which I'm not going to complain about. Bo is now in his bed beside me. Ah, this is one of those raise everything to the ground areas. Hey, gateway. We'll be doing that. Chance of some good items and possibly some chaotic armors. It also strikes me as odd. The only actual unique item in this build is the Blackwing. The Fists of Fate is completely optional, and the only reason I'm using that is specifically because I have it on my boots. But we are attempting to get the Blackwing for the boots instead. While the Fate is alright, it's not the greatest. Boom. Lure mummies. Huh. Yeah, we'll do this one. Because using the potion is kind of integral to my build. Hey, we got 2 mummies to come with us. Now we just need to find more. Hey, we got 4 this time. Yeah, there's 2 more. Will we hit 6? We're gonna come close. We're gonna come real close, actually. Hey, we actually did. Nice. Still no chaotics. Ah, we'll get some. I hope we get at least one. Hello there. Oh, maxed? OB maxed? I did not see your little icon pop up on my screen. It turns out that it does not actually show emojis. But that's fine. That's why I have my chat up separately. So I can actually read everything. How's the night going for you? Hopefully well. Hopefully you had a great day. Yes, that's the last enemy. So we'll finish picking up all the gold and be on our merry way to the boss of the dungeon. I wonder which one it is. We'll find out real soon. Ah, the spirit caller. Ah, look, it's dead. Where are we going next? Our tier 3 dungeon has an Obdicite mine, Forgotten Wisdom, Gold Reserve, and things are explosive. This will be awesome. The Shvita Ruins. We're getting pretty close on our inventory, so when we beat this dungeon out, we will definitely be heading to town to salvage everything. I don't think we have any GA items to improve our build with at the moment. And I know, it's wishful thinking that maybe those experience orbs would be percentile instead of flat, tiny. Because, like, I don't know, 0.5%, 1% of your level, that would be nice. You know? Just not overpowered, you know, just enough to match how many are dropped. And I honestly think that 1% per orb or 0.5% per orb would be appropriate.
Gold. So.
Also good to note, unlike D3 and D2, I don't know about D1, but for multiplayer purposes, there are no support builds. It's basically everybody build as much damage as you can. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, you know? Because if everything's dead, nothing can hurt you. So we are legitimately just trying to get to the end of this dungeon. I don't need the Obdicite. I have well enough to reset and full spec every item in my inventory. Pretty sure I'm going the wrong direction. I am. We'll go back. We'll go back. I got stuck. Yay! Mini-map. Lots of gold. We are up to 83 mil. Which, compared to a lot of other players, is really not that much. And here we go with the boss. Seething Hive Master. Hey, there we went with the boss. Alright, and now a quick jump to town. We'll clear out our inventory of all the stuff we have. Of course, we are going to check the amulet that's got a GA on it. No. No. And heck no. And now we head back through the portal, and we will be facing off against Astaroth for the end of our escalation. Of course, I do apologize, you know, it's looks cool, but is still subject to my overwhelming might. Hey, we got Chaos Pants. What we get? We got the pants for Fist of Fate. That will work beautifully. Now, if we can get the boots for the black kilt, that would be awesome. So, we'll stick those in the chest. Hold on to them. And then I'm just going to be rolling boots for ovals. Gonna put the pants away before I accidentally destroy them.
My hammer sings on your return.
Then I'm gonna pull the pants out to masterwork them.
Solid bits here. Here's a good one.
Yeah, that'll be fine. And now we store those away, because we need to roll for boots to see if we can get the Blackwing boots.
All finished, are you?
Nope, we got Endurant Faith. Hey, that's 2 chaos items. Yay! Or is that 3? I don't remember. And, oh, nice. Got a world boss, and that'll be at 9 p.m. I wonder which one it is. We'll find out then. We also have another horde we can run for a whisper, which we will do right after we slay Grigore. Because Grigore could give us a chance at getting a Belial, which would give us Betrayer Husks, which would allow us to go fight the true Belial. And here we go. And there we went. Come on, Belial. Come on, Belial. No Belial. Dang it.
That's the spirit. Give it a go.
And let's see here. We got a Zon. Not bad. Not bad. But we're gonna run another horde, I think. Are we? What's the time frame on that? 19 minutes. We have the time. Do I want to? No, because that's distracting from the actual goal of the night. So, another tier 90. Gotta run everything up to 81 real quick. Once we get that, we'll move up to like 95. We really do honestly want to hit every glyph to 100 on the max out. That way we can then focus on just running 99s. I don't know why I used that pulverize right there. It's really not doing anything. That's okay. Also, once we, which will probably happen before next Friday, I do not plan on streaming Diablo next Friday. If I stream next Friday, I'm actually going to be streaming a game called Moonlighter, which fits in the genre of games that I tend to enjoy, being dungeon crawling business sims. Does that make sense? Right, so you play as a guy named Will, and you will yourself into the dungeon to find items and, you know, enemy drops and things like that. And then you come back to the village and you sell all of the items and weapons and materials that you find to adventurers so that they can go run the dungeon. Now, the very first game I ever played in that kind of a thread of thought was what I still consider one of my favorite games in that style of play. It's called Reciteer. However, I've never seen it on consoles, which makes me a little sad, because if that was on PSN, I would 100% get that, and yes, I would be running that. Like, all the time. Unapologetically. But in the meantime, it's effectively just, you know, Dave the Diver, and it's going to be Moonlighter starting next week. Or who knows, maybe on Sunday. I don't know. I really don't know what the next couple days are going to entail. We don't need cold resistance. Yay, we're almost at 232. We'll get there. We will get there in time. Goal for tonight, again, is 240. That is our stated goal level to hit before the end of the night. Which should be around 10 o'clock for end of the night. You know, I still gotta get some sleep. At some point. You know. Though I might, you know, crack open an energy drink or something just to stay awake longer. Because I really, really want to hit 240 before end of stream tonight. Because I said that was the goal and I want to hit that goal. As a man of my word, 100%, we're gonna hit it. And it's important to set goals. Not just set goals for the sake of setting goals, but if you set yourself a realistic goal and then hit it, you know, you're giving yourself something to feel good about. And if it challenges you just a little bit, even better. Because then you can feel an actual sense of accomplishment. Of course, we got a world boss in about half an hour, so we will be running that. That'll be a small break from the pits. And that should be fun. Oh, we hit 232. Nice. 8 levels to go. So remember, there's your mental health tip of the day. Set incremental, realistic goals that you can work towards to either improve a skill or achieve something that you can feel at least some sense of minor accomplishment for, to boost your self-esteem and prove to yourself that you are in fact making progress in your life. You know, if you're artistically inclined in some way and you want to finish that book, well, you don't have to finish the whole thing right away. Just finish that chapter you're working on, you know? If you're working on a painting or some kind of visual artistry, it doesn't all have to get done at once. Just finish the outline or finish your concept. If you're learning an instrument, practice 2 or 3 chords. Just get those down. You don't have to learn the whole scale, not all at once. You know, it's about repetition and literal just practice. You know, I keep running all these pits, and I am not running out of artificer stones. I've actually got twice as many as I started with. I don't remember that artificer stones were supposed to drop in the pit, but I seem to be gaining them instead of losing them. Also, it's only 3 artificer stones every time you open a pit. Doesn't matter the level. That's not a complaint. That's just me stating a fact. It's 3 stones per level. And I've got over 4,000 now. Which means I don't have to stop to go farm them. Which speeds us up. Since we're at 232, you know what? before the world boss at 9, I want to hit at least level 234. I think that should be doable. 2 levels in a half an hour, you know? Bo has now settled in beside me in his bed on his personal chair. It sits next to my chair. Also, I seem to be leaning to the side. That's because I am. I'm resting my arm on the side of his bed, and he's kind of cuddling with it. And that's another pit tier down. Now, normally with that bug zapper going off, you guys would have heard a lot of barking all of a sudden, but Buster is completely zonked out of sleep. As is Grandma. But that's okay, she had a long day. So again, 240 by the end of the night, but we're going to hit 234 before the world boss. You know, just because of how fast we are ripping through these enemies, I might, you know, increase the pit tier prematurely before we get everything to 81. This would be nice to upgrade the Earth and Sky glyph a little further. And again, they cap out at level 100. And we are aiming to do sub 2-minute level 99 pits. We're getting there. We are 100% getting there. Getting there slowly, but we are getting there. And I don't think we actually gained that much experience through all those enemies. Hey, Slither. Yeah, I think we'll just pop up the difficulty now. Critical strike damage isn't going to be too important at the moment. It's mostly the nature damage that's doing everything. Your phone went off.
My hammer sings.
We got 940, so we're gonna roll some boots.
Hello, wow. Hello, hello, shining beauty.
I've used it well.
That's nice. We got the basilisk. That's not at all what we were looking for.
Ghost. I had that in my
But it's nice that we got it.
I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
What was? Oh, your phone died? Oh, you should probably plug that in. You know, just in case. Your phone. Right. Alright. Pop it up to 95 and see what happens. And what happens is we are absolutely wrecking face still. This isn't a bad thing. Not at all. It just means we're getting more experience faster. And as a nice straight shot hit, this is should be a little bit faster than the others. Though I prefer the open zone hits because there's more enemies, and you do tend to get to the lair boss much quicker otherwise. That was almost half. Did Buster come in? Okay. Oh. I think he wants you to go to bed. So, I heard a D&D pun earlier. I thought it was hilarious, honestly. So, I'm gonna repeat it for you today, or right now, I should say. Why are dwarven bars considered subpar? Because they set the bar so low. Or, what? Well, dwarves are short, so the bar has to be lower. Oh, how about this one? What do ghosts wear to play D&D? Character sheets. Okay, it's taken just a little bit longer to kill the boss. There we go. Hey, we got a whisper. I didn't even know it had started a whisper for hits. Grandma's dog is repeatedly barking at her to try and get her to go to bed. It's kind of funny. Yeah, but you've been asleep for like a while. Oh, did you ever feed him? That might be what he's barking about. And Bo's playing with his tunnel. He's so adorable.
Survive Scotland. And you? All finished, are you?
We'll reset our potions and such real fast. And we'll go craft some more.
Oh, an exquisite concoction.
There we go. Yeah, see, we were at 4,003. We used 3, and now we're at 4,011 Artificer Stones. Interesting. I think if I kick the tier level up again, that will make it realistic for us to hit 234 before the world boss. World boss in 15 minutes. We can do it. We can do it. Bo, you don't need that.
Yeah. Have all finished, are you?
495 on that. But we did hit 233. Now, we just gotta hit one more up on that. I can open it. Thank you. That's 100% okay. Let's see here. We got... Oh, it's in a cupcake wrapper. Just don't eat the paper. Right. Oh, it's got blueberries and a raspberry and a strawberry. Cheesecake, everybody. In a giant cupcake. That's pretty good. Yeah, we're just gonna rip that difficulty up even further. And I'm gonna take another bite of cheesecake because this is really, really good. I love cheesecake. Just a heads up. Mm. Okay, so now we're running pit 100. Killing the enemies is a little bit slower right now, but that's fine. Because honestly, my goal is to get Earth and Sky up to 100. That is my goal at the moment. Once we accomplish that, we'll be ripping through quite a bit faster, I imagine. And we're also very close to our next level for the Jaktarai. Or this Jaktar. I know, my wording is all over the place because I'm not looking at the word right there on the screen. I have other things on my mind. Mostly tomorrow things. Quite excited. New sushi place. It's actually not going to be the highlight of the day, but that is what I'm permitting myself to talk about as a highlight tomorrow. You know? And now Buster is playing with Bo. And I know this is an unoptimized build. I'm not running nearly as fast as I could, but screw it. I'm still having fun. And we're at 233, and that experience bar is just not really moving anymore. I might indeed end up not hitting that goal tonight, but I will get as close as I can before 10 o'clock. I don't know, maybe we'll run towards 11. I don't know. As long as I'm having fun. That's how long we're going to be running. Though after this pit, I will in fact check how many days are left on this season. That'll tell me how long I have to hit 300. And depending on how much experience we get for killing this Guardian, because that experience bar is not really moving. Hey, Bramble. As long as I don't stand right in front of him and get haymakered, it shouldn't be a problem to not die to this. We have an absolute plethora of ravens flying in from off screen and just ripping into him. Almost. Ah, that was actually a decent amount of experience for that. Not bad, not bad. I had to eat some more cheesecake. This cheesecake is delicious. $52. Okay, I have a lot longer to hit 300 than I thought I did.
The hammer sings on your return.
But that also makes me question, why is the PTR starting tomorrow if it's almost literally 2 months away?
Hello there. Hello, not a bad pull, that. Hello, shining beauty.
No chaos.
What's still got some good in it?
Scratchy throat. And we don't actually have enough time for another top tier pit. Where is the boss at? There's the boss. Okay, while we're running over there, I'm gonna grab another drink real fast. I'm not grabbing something massively sugared. I'm grabbing a can of soda. There we go. And now we're on our way. And we can pretty well ignore everything on the field because this isn't even a Helltide. And it's just going to be a couple minutes and we'll have the world boss. I'm curious as to which one it's going to be. Looks like a Shava.
Hello. Greetings.
Hello.
Greetings.
And boom, there we go. The reason I'm doing that is because it's a lot more experience in item drops if you're in that person's world. Or, party, I should say. Sorry, I got cheesecake all over me. Or all over my hands. So yeah, Shava up in a minute 20. And I am definitely the lowest Paragon level for this group. We got time to check. So, Spiritborn. Sorcerer, and I think that's another Sorcerer. It's not bad. 20 seconds. Let's do this. And here we have a Shava. I'm actually doing some decent damage. Some people are just really not seemingly doing anything. I would love to see my, you know, anything, but Bo has decided he wants to sit literally where my status bar is. Okay, he moved. And we're almost through this boss. Heck yeah. And the boss is down.
Thanks.
I appreciate that.
Hill. Yeah. Max life and lucky hit chance. We're not, you know, interested in that. And you can't re-roll GAs for GAs. They become normal aspect or normal stats at that point, which makes them just not as useful, you know?
My hammer sings on your return.
You know what? I just realized something. So, where is it? there. I probably should have turned that on much, much earlier, but I didn't notice any names that would have been, you know, real ID names. It just displays the character names.
Know that I have your back.
Which shouldn't have been an issue at all. Just in case, though. And now we're going for bro. We are aiming for that 240. Before 10 o'clock. And I as slow as this is going to be, I don't think that's actually realistic at this point in time. But that's okay. We're going to hit as close to it as we possibly can. And then I will continue tearing into that as often as I feel like I'm having fun doing so. You know? Hey, channel shrine. That'll help tremendously. Oh, I hear you. We're not ripping this apart as fast as I would like, but we are still doing it at a decent size clip. Meaning that once we get our glyphs up as far as I would like them to be, being all at 100, we will be able to just then tear in to a lower level so we can run things faster. This is not going anywhere as fast as I want it to. But that's fine. Still going. Come on, almost. There we go. Hey, a double GA totem. Too bad we're using a two-handed weapon. We got to 93 on Earth and Sky. Not bad.
See some
Welcome in, person. How are you doing today? We're running pits in an attempt to get to level 240 tonight. We got 6.5 levels to go. So honestly, we're probably not going to make it as far as I would like. Specifically because I'm getting really, really tired. It's been nearly an 18-hour day for me already. It wasn't a hard day particularly, but it was a day. We are running Companion Druid, specifically Raven. We have a lot of wolves. Pups are nice. And that being Nagu Se rune combination that's given us so many wolves. Doing too bad though, time-wise. And I would, in fact, really like to get a pair of boots, chaotic armor, for the Blackwing kilt. Currently have chaotic armor on boots as the Fist of Fate, though we did pick up a pants Fist of Fate, so as soon as we get a boots Blackwing, then we'll be swapping those. Because then that'll be more optimized. More damage. Faster run. You know? All that good stuff that high-level players do. That I tend not to pay attention to as much. Because if you stress about getting perfect items and all that, you're really not going to have as much fun playing the game. we're sitting just around 5 minutes for a pit 100, but this is a few seconds faster at the present moment. I think we ended the last one around 9:30. So if we hit, you know, sub 10 on this one, that would be really nice. We didn't beat 10, but we did in fact still beat our last time, which is nice. So we're getting slightly faster. And we're at 96. Only 4 upgrades to go before Earth and Sky is maxed out. And I'm back.
What's left, you ask?
And I would upgrade some stuff, but everything's maxed out. Let's see if I can do a sapphire. I have not checked. I cannot. How many do I have? I've only got 21,000. Okay. That ain't happening. And what boss is on rotation? And Daryl. We'll go beat her butt real fast. Yeah! Well, that was fast. Way faster than it was before. I suppose that's the power of upgrading a single glyph. And let's see what Whisper Cache we can pull out of this.
It is done.
Hey, more chance of boots. Eh.
Well, hello. Shame that. Go one more?
My hammer sings on your return.
And what upgraded? The Ghostwalker aspect. Not one we're using.
Oh, too bad, friend.
I forge more than horseshoes and nails. What do you need?
And there would be the dog barking at the bug zapper. All right, folks. I would love to say that I'm going to be up a lot later, a lot longer. I'm not. I'm really, really tired. Um, we hit 233 tonight, which is 7 levels shy of our 240 goal. But I'm going to keep plugging away at it, chipping away at it, bit by bit, moment by moment, point by point. And we will get to 300 eventually this season. So, in the meantime, have yourselves a wonderful night. Remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, show kindness, show love. Don't let people walk over you. That's not either of those things towards yourself or them. Okay? Unless that's your kink and you're consenting adults, in which case, you know what? Step on with those boots or whatever it is you're wearing. Just safely, you know? Have yourselves a wonderful night. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. And I will catch you soon.